I gotta get this off my chest. Don't mind the background. My son is watching The Lion King. But I want to talk about this Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. This hype about Errol Spence. It's all over the place. And I'm not going to take nothing away from Errol Spence. I'm not going to take nothing away from Errol Spence, especially his skills and talent. But we do really got to look at the situation in boxing. We really got to understand boxing, the business of boxing, and situations and resumes. And I believe we live in a world that we live in what have you done for me lately? So of course people are more impressed with Errol Spence's performance against Kell Brook than Keith Thurman's performance against Danny Swift Garcia. I understand that. I'm a realist. I understand that. But people gotta take it into consideration that Kell Brook was drained. Yes, he was drained. It's not about hating. Like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from Errol Spence's skills and talent. But we all know that Kell Brook came down 2 weight down after fighting Triple G. That means you've been walking around probably 180, 190 for a year and change. Was on rehab because he had surgery in his eye. Broken eye. Which has to take 6 months for him to start boxing. Really. And then he fought. Then they made they announced the fight with Errol Spence. No tune-ups, no stay busy fights, no testing the eye out. Within 8 months, he has to fight Errol Spence. Within the 6 months, he couldn't do no boxing. And we saw in the later rounds, he was weak. Kell Brook was weak. So I'm not going to take that away from him, but I'm not too surprised about that performance from Errol Spence because you had a hard time beating a dude that was just protecting his eye and was drained. Now, we all know Terence Crawford's in the mix too. And whether you like it or not, Spence fans, a fight with Crawford versus Thurman is more lucrative for the networks. It's more profitable. And you got to understand that networks own boxing right now, especially in America. Do you think that Keith Thurman want to fight Porter again? Nah, been there, done that. Do you think he want to fight Danny Garcia again? Nah, been there, done that. But the network wants Porter versus Keith Thurman. You saw when he came in the ring, he wasn't really into, he ain't trying to call out nobody. Also, people talking about he's dunking Errol Spence. Why people don't want to talk about the nature of boxing? In reality, Keith Thurman got 2 mandatories. Nobody's saying he's dunking Adrian Peterson, right? No, nobody's going to say that, right? But that's his mandatory though, right? It's mandatory for the WBA, and he got another mandatory for the WBC, which is Porter or now Danny Garcia again. Now, of course, we want to see the Errol Spence, but please stop this ducking stuff, man. Learn the business of boxing, okay? Errol Spence fans, learn the business of boxing. Y'all just came into the circus. Y'all just showed up now, okay? Because I follow boxing, okay? Ain't nobody was talking about Errol Spence a couple of years ago. The only time you started talking about Errol Spence because Floyd Mayweather mentioned his name. So I understand a lot of Floyd Mayweather fans are Errol Spence fans. I understand. I ain't taking nothing away from the dude. He's nice. He's good. But he ain't better than Keith Thurman right now. And just like Terence Crawford said in the first take, when the disrespectful look from Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman when they asked him the question, who do you want in the welterweight division? And he said, I want the top guy, and that's Keith Thurman because he's the top guy. And they look at him like he was stupid. I'm going to tell you like this. Stephen A. Smith, stay away from boxing because you don't know nothing about boxing. In the words of Roger Mayweather, you don't know shit about boxing. Max Kellerman, you losing it. You've been hanging around too much, Stephen A. Smith. Don't talk about boxing, y'all. So, a lot of people do want to watch it. I want to watch Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. And I know who's going to be the favorite. It might be Errol Spence because he's getting all this hype. He's getting all this hype. What have you done for me lately? They like his performance better than Keith Thurman's performance versus Danny Garcia. I understand it. Now people want to talk about the video, the quote unquote sparring video he had in Nepal. People want to question if he's really injured. Look, ain't nobody gonna have no surgery on their right arm because of just for nothing. I want people to stop this scary stuff or he's pussy stuff. Yo, bro, you ain't boxers, all right? Boxers are probably the most respected athletes in the world. Do you know why? Because they fight to make a living. When somebody said they fight to make a living with their bare hands, they actually fight for their family. They actually fight to put food on the table. So stop this, oh, this guy is pussy. Oh, this guy, shut the F up, y'all. Shut up. None of y'all got the heart to be in a boxing ring and take punches to the head for a living. Ain't no 147 pounder scared of another 147 pounder. They've been doing this since they were 7 years old. This ain't the heavyweight either, all right? It's not like you come in weighing 200 pounds, and another opponent is 6'9", weighing 250 pounds, okay? Ain't nobody scared of 100, no 147 pounder scared of another 147 pounder. Ain't no 154 pounder scared of another 154 pounder, etc., right? This ain't the heavyweight. Errol Spence is not Mike Tyson, okay? He got TKO power, not KO power. There's a difference. There's a difference. And people got to take it into consideration too, is what people that got in the ring with them says. Now they have a relatable opponent, right? Bundu. What did Bundu say? Who got more power? Y'all not gonna take into the consideration because you know more. You've been in the ring with Keith Thurman, right? You, right? Errol Spence fans, y'all been in the ring with Keith Thurman. What did Bundu was? I'm just saying I gotta take it into consideration. Be a fan, but that's not. Be a fan. Be a supporter. Don't be a groupie. There's a difference. There's a difference. Now that's not in Nepal. That was not a sparring. That was more like teaching. He never used his right arm. As a matter of fact, I don't even know why this video circuit. Because if you think about it, he had 2 other videos out. I just gotta look for it. Where he's doing mid work, but he's not using his right arm. And y'all should be glad that he's doing something. He's not sitting around getting fat. Y'all should be happy that he's doing this. Y'all should be happy that at least he's moving, he's agile, he's working on his reflex, he's working on his movement. Just like Deontay Wilder was doing when he had the hand injury. Only because you got an injury, that doesn't mean you sit down and eat M&Ms and ice cream and get fat. You gotta stay agile. You gotta find a way just to move around and stay and because reflexes in boxing is a lot. He's working on feints. You saw the video. Oh, y'all can't tell. Y'all can't tell when something is real sparring and something is not. So I'm gonna tell you like this: the Errol Spence and Keith Thurman is gonna happen. But the smart thing to understand and the smart thing to see is that Errol Spence needs to build his name a little more here. Because the biggest fight of his career, was in the UK. And if you look at the numbers, it only had 200,000 views in America. Over there, it had almost 300,000 views in the UK. That's why they never want to talk about the numbers of what those fights did. That's why the network is not all up against, Spence and Thurman, because the network really, I don't think they're really into Errol Spence, not yet. So a lot of people need to mention his name because he can't promote himself. And I think a lot of people is doing him favors, like Max Kellerman, ESPN, couple of dudes to mention his name because he can't promote himself. Gotta pay guys like probably the Dante Boxing just to promote him and have a nice page and just promote Spence. Spence probably pay him, talk about me, tell him that I'm the best. Because if you look at Dante Boxing Pass, and I'm talking about him because he throws the most Errol Spence videos out. Sound really biased all of a sudden because he was throwing a lot of Keith Thurman. He was the boxer that nobody wanted to fight, the most feared boxers, and it always changes. It's all about skills, and we got to keep it real. Okay? Errol Spence is a good fighter, but he's very limited. And we all know Keith Thurman is not limited. He's unpredictable. For the Errol Spence fan, if you know your boy too well, he's a cut and paste dude. Meaning, we all know what he's going to do. He's a full fighter, throw high volume punches, good jab, can't move his head, no feints, average defense, can't fight backwards. Bigger than all the welterweights, naturally. Should be fighting 54, but bigger than all the welterweight. Taller than all the welterweights. And that's his advantage. Not really about skills. Keith Thurman got more tools. Ring generalship. Counter better. Power in both hands. Could switch it up on orthodox and southpaw, just like we saw when he knocked down Bundu, when he switched to southpaw. Unpredictable. Is he going to box? Is he going to slug? We saw him take a good punch, and every time Keith Thurman takes a good punch, what happens to his opponent? Retired or knockout. When he took a good punch from anybody, that means he's tested. That means it's not easy to knock him out. He's unpredictable. He's unorthodox. You're not going to beat him because of styles. The styles make fights. I'm not saying that Errol Spence is lesser than Keith. It's way lesser than Thurman. Keith Thurman is not way better than Errol Spence. But styles make fights. And Errol Spence does not do good with ring generals. He don't do good with a moving target. Go look at his amateur, go look at the Olympics, and he never changed his style. He does the same thing he's been doing since the amateurs. And a smart guy like Keith Thurman is going to cut and paste that and finish him within 9 rounds. Mark my words. Don't be surprised. I'm going to get rich that day. Keith Thurman is going to beat Errol Spence within 9 rounds, and I'm taking all bets.